We're going to bring Rebecca back up from Common Room to talk a little bit about the category and the shortlist for this one as well.
Here I am back again. Thank you for having me. So let's talk about the Best Developer Education Initiative. In my experience, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I think in my team's experience across different places that I've worked with developers are the kind of folks who crave a problem to solve. If they're hungry, give them a problem, and they would rather eat that for breakfast. Give them a challenge, tools, and education, and the solutions they build will surprise and delight. And there'll probably be some Easter eggs in there too, which are always really fun to discover. And then they'll exponentially share and spread that education and knowledge across developer communities. Even if it started in one community, it will move to other communities. No developer is working in a true silo. And they'll spread that to newcomers and veterans alike. And you'll see whatever education initiative that you created, or that a team created, or that a group created, whether or not they met online or in person or working in a specific subject space, you'll see an investment in building great developer education initiatives reach far beyond even what you imagined probably when you started it. So empowering developers with education reverberates across space and time, and will likely even be fuel and a vehicle for a developer who maybe hasn't even started touching a keyboard yet. Maybe they're still 9 years old, but that education will reach them at some point. And that ethos behind spreading education and creating education initiatives will certainly touch them at some point in their development and career. So we're excited to honor all of those on the short list, starting with Community Classroom, Learn with Jason, and MLH Fellowship. Welcome back to both of you. Kunal, we'll start with you, and then we'll ask Swift to share too.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot for having me. My community is a relatively new one. I started last year, around August. We do boot camps and events and so many other things. But yeah, I'm happy to be here with Swift. I've been involved with MLH for a while now. I'm an MLH coach, and the work that MLH does is just superb and amazing. And the fellowship, I was one of the first fellows, so I'm really happy to be here with Swift. And yeah, I mean, keep up the good work. The DevRel Awards team as well. It's really important to highlight community folks, and also it's spreading awareness about these programs. So I believe that's great.
Oh, thank you. Well, Kunal, you're hyping me up here, man. You're here to be honored as well. I'm excited to be here with you. Hey, everyone. I'm Swift. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Major League Hacking, and I'm really excited to be here. I was actually an aspiring lawyer who fell backwards into software engineering after I attended my first hackathon. And I really got a crash course in what it means to be educated as a developer firsthand, learning by doing and building things. Frankly, I was not able to find the things that I needed to successfully launch my career in tech through a traditional classroom. I had to turn to outside sources, and that same thing is true for literally every new technologist coming online worldwide today. That's why I started Major League Hacking, is to help empower that next generation of technologists, where education is near and dear to literally every single thing we do. We have the world's largest community of early career technologists, helping to empower people just like Kunal here with me as well. But I'm really excited to be here, and really grateful to the entire DevRel Awards team for having us here and for being nominated as well. Thanks.
Well, let's put on the party hat to announce the winner. And the winner for Best Developer Education Initiative is Major League Hacking and their MLH Fellowship.
Yay!
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. When we started the MLH Fellowship, literally it was right at the beginning of the pandemic, and MLH is a community-driven organization, has a really close connection with everybody in our community, and we started receiving literally tens of thousands of messages from community members about them losing jobs and internships that frankly they've been counting on to help launch their careers that summer. I remember my first internship, and literally it was one of the most transformational experiences for me as a developer that I ever went through. And as time progressed, that number continued to climb. And all things told, when we were looking back on it, something like 40,000 people in our community lost jobs, in the summer of 2020 that, they had been committed to that, unfortunately were rescinded or canceled just due to the pandemic. And we teamed up with some of our close partners, folks like GitHub, Meta, Amazon, to help think about a new way to educate an entire next generation of developers who, frankly, would be just experiencing a gap in their careers. And we came up with what's called the MLH Fellowship. It's a 12-week remote internship alternative, helping the next generation of great technologists launch their careers, specifically by empowering them through teaching them to contribute to open source. So rather than going and interning for a traditional company working on closed source software, we said, can we find production quality code that's used by literally millions of end users around the world and teach them how to actually write that code? And not only that, but make the world and open source community better in the way of doing it. That first batch, we had something like 30,000 people apply for about 150 spots. So when we got into things, we knew that we'd really hit something special. And over the course of those 12 weeks, we had those fellows literally learning how to contribute to major open source technologies like Homebrew, React, Jest. And it was a huge hit. And people like Kunal, were able to not only learn a ton, build an amazing network of both professional and personal connections, and walk away with literally one of the greatest, production examples of code for their CV. But it was just, a fun experience. And not only did people learn a lot, but, they got a lot out of it, both, personally and professionally. And so we committed to continuing the fellowship. It's coming up on, we just finished year 2, right? And we're about to finish year 2 of it right now, starting year 3, gearing up for our biggest batch of fellows yet this summer. We graduated something like 750 to 1,000 developers through the program last year, which is pretty incredible. And we expect that to continue growing. It's not too late to get involved if anybody is interested. We do have applications for developers to participate in the summer and fall and next spring cohorts live right now. And we're always looking for partners who are interested in helping to empower the next generation of great open source citizens and technologists alike. So if you want to help us with that important work of educating all those developers, we'd love to speak to you. You can either reach out to me personally. I'm just swift@mlh.io if you want to email me, or you can fill out a form on our website. But thank you so much to the DevRel Awards team. It's a great honor to be able to receive this award, and it's very validating of all the hard work that the MLH team and our entire community have put into this. And it truly is a privilege to not only be a part of that community, but this wider one focused on empowering developers all over the world as well. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.